Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the podcast. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the interview last week. I want to do more different interviews like that also on this podcast, so please go support that video. If you haven't checked it out, it will be at the end of the video. So watch through the entire video, watch through this podcast, and then look at the end card at the end of the podcast, and it will be up at the end. But anyways, let's get into this. So quickly, before I get into some baseball talk, I have to talk about this UFC main event because this is going to be absolute mayhem. It's going to be fireworks. You got Cory Sandhagen, a man who in June of 2020 lost his first title eliminator fight against Aljamain Sterling in the first round pretty handedly by rear naked choke, but now has won 2 straight fights. One against Marlon Moraes with a spinning heel kick. Absolutely insane. And then against Frankie Edgar, where he had probably one of the knockouts of the year with that jumping head knee to the head that just knocked him out cold. That's a nasty knockout. If you have not seen that knockout, go look up Cory Sandhagen versus Frankie Edgar on YouTube. Probably one of the better knockouts that I've seen. Against TJ Dillashaw, a guy who was the UFC bantamweight champion, tried to be great, but cheated in the process of trying to go down to flyweight. He was cutting too much weight, so he tried taking EPO, which if you don't know what EPO is, it's the stuff that Lance Armstrong took when he won the Tour de France. It helps you with endurance, and it helps you with cutting weight. And that's exactly what TJ did it for. And it costed him. It costed him 2 years of his fighting career. And this is his first fight back. If he wins this fight, most likely he will get a title shot. If Cory Sandhagen wins this fight, most likely he will get a title shot. Frankly, I think they should get the next title shot, but, because Peter Yan cheated, he has to get a rematch, doesn't he? I don't agree. But I know that's a very unpopular opinion, so I'll keep it to myself. This fight is absolutely insane. Cory Sandhagen with a huge height and reach advantage here. But TJ just has the experience. TJ has the grit. He's beaten some high-profile guys. He took Cody Garbrandt off of his title reign, and he was one of the best fighters in the UFC before that Henry Cejudo fight, which, by the way, he lost that fight anyways. So he kind of lost twice there. He lost the fight and then got suspended because USADA got him. So he lost twice in that situation. But TJ is a dog. If you look at the wins he actually has, the dude is probably one of the greatest bantamweights of all time. 17-4 record. He has 2 wins against Cody Garbrandt, like I brought up before. 1 to claim the title, 1 to defend. He has wins over Rafael Assunção. He lost to Dominic Cruz in a split decision, but won the title back when Dominic Cruz lost to Cody Garbrandt. He won against Renan Barão twice. Renan Barão, great fighter, beat him twice. John Lineker, he beat. So he's had some high-profile wins on his way, and then lost in that title fight against Henry Cejudo, and now hasn't fought in over 2 years. I think in the stand-up, Cory Sandhagen is just too dynamic and I think he's just too long at the end of the day. He's too lengthy. As long as Cory Sandhagen is able to maintain that jab, he's able to maintain distance, doesn't let TJ make this into a brawl. Because if this is a brawl, TJ wins. I'll say this right now. If this becomes a brawl and they're both fighting like in a phone booth, TJ is going to win those exchanges. But if Cory Sandhagen can maintain distance with that jab and then do some of this spinning acrobatic bullshits that he does, this will be Cory Sandhagen's fight. I'm picking Cory Sandhagen by third round TKO. I think third round TKO for Cory Sandhagen. I don't think it will be on a spinning heel kick like Marlon Moraes. I don't think it's going to be some spectacular KO like Frankie Edgar. I think it's going to start wearing down TJ. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear that because a lot of people want TJ to win this and go get that title back. I think Cory Sandhagen just has too many tools in the bag. He lands more than 1.5 significant strikes per minute and lands at a 5% more accuracy on significant strikes. I think only way TJ wins this is, like I said before, he makes this into a brawl. He tells Cory Sandhagen, like, yo, not actually tell him, but he stands in the middle of the ring, makes Cory Sandhagen stand in the middle with him, and they just start throwing haymakers. If they start throwing haymakers like they're in that phone booth, like I said before, TJ will most likely win those exchanges. But this fight is going to be absolutely amazing. I can't wait. I am so happy that this is a fight night and not like on a pay-per-view. Man, this is going to be a fun fight. So I just wanted to bring that up real quick before we start talking baseball. But now, let's get into it. July 16th. A day that was supposed to be fun. A day the Yankees were supposed to turn their season around and get a win over Boston. A game I was actually supposed to go to. Me and my friend, we make it onto the train. We're heading into Penn. We're hoping to have an awesome time at the stadium. We actually had bleacher creature seats. So I was going to show my friend for the first time what those bleacher creatures were like. And we make it to Penn. We're heading towards the subway, towards the A train, and we get to the A train, and we're waiting for it to show up. And I get a notification on my phone. Breaking news: Thursday's game against Boston is canceled because Aaron Judge, Gio Urshela, and Kyle Higashioka all got COVID-19. Absolutely crazy. All three of them are out for at least 10 days. Then later that day, we realize Luke Voigt is out on the 10-day IL due to the knee inflammation, which absolutely killed all hopes of this being the start of something new. We lose the first game of the series, as expected. We get shut out. We don't have our leader, a really great hitter. and Garrett Cole's guy. We don't have all three of them. Yet, sorry about that. Yet, the next game, we win it 3-1 off of Garrett Cole's outstanding start. Another great start, piggybacking off of his complete game shutout against Houston. And then yesterday, I'm recording this on Monday night heading into Tuesday morning. So yesterday, the Yankees win against Boston again, 9-1. We had another injury, Trey Ambergy. Is he even on here yet? He is not. But, oh, here he is. He left with a right hamstring cramp, which happened when he was running to first base. He landed awkwardly, and then his hamstring started to cramp. So they bring in Ryan Lamar, who also had a scary play in the outfield. That would have broke my spirit, because one thing I didn't bring up before, that freaking Tim Locastro, the guy we traded for, he started to grow on me because he has a lightning speed. He was doing a lot of things on the field that I liked. Makes a great play in the outfield, tears his ACL. He's out for the year. At least I think he tore his ACL, because that's what I heard. But here on ESPN, it's telling me that he's only on the 10-day IL. I don't know why. But anyways, so then that's when they brought in Trey Ambergy to be that replacement guy. He goes down with an injury, and now Ryan Lamar comes in. Ryan Lamar, another rookie, also gets somewhat hurt, stays in the game, then hits a 2-run homer to solidify our 9-1 victory. Man, it's crazy. We were not able to beat Boston the first 7 games when we had all of our guys. Now, mind you, we didn't have all our guys for every single game, but you get my point. When our guys are mostly healthy, we don't win a game in 7 times. Our guys go down with COVID. Aaron Judge and Gio Urshela both go down with COVID. And 2 games later, they're winning the series against Boston. That's absolutely insane to me. Now, if we would have won that 3rd game, it would have been absolutely humongous. But like I've been telling a lot of people, if right now, because of Aaron Judge and Gio Urshela being out, you cannot expect this team to start sweeping everyone when we were struggling to sweep teams with them in the lineup. Right now, I'm happy if we win series like this. And now we go, we're home against Philly. And then we're going to Boston. I'm hoping we win both of these games against Philly. If we win both these games against Philly, that'll lead us on a good track to go back into Boston, where Garrett Cole is going to start again in that series. So hopefully that's 1 win. If we can find 2, maybe 3 wins out of this, knowing that Tyone has been absolutely lights out his last 4 or 5 starts, if we can find 3 wins in that, I will be absolutely ecstatic. We gain 2 games on Boston at that point. Then we go into Tampa with momentum, where we win that series. Now we might be knocking on the door of this division. This division is not locked up. I've been trying to tell people, wait until the dog days of August. I want to see where Boston is after that. Because a lot of these teams that ride that high of the beginning of the season, they completely tank after August. Because they're still riding that high. And now once August comes, teams have to start making moves towards the playoffs if they want to get in, which is where the Yankees are right now. And they're going to start shooting up. While the teams at the top feel comfortable, they'll start dipping. I want to see where Boston is on September 1st. I think they will at least be number 2 in the AL East at that point. Not saying the Yankees are going to fly all the way up to 1. I think Boston will fall to 2. Tampa will probably be up at 1. And we will be pretty close to Boston at that point. I'm guessing about 2 to 3 games. Because right now, where the Yankees are in this division, they're 4th. And they are 7.5 back. And they're 6 back of Tampa. So I think by the start of September, I feel like the Yankees will be within 2 games of the American League East. Now, let's talk about some controversy that came out of the 9-1 victory. A fan during the game decides, you know what's a good idea? Let me intercept the ball that Alex Verdugo throws into the stands after he's warming up pre-inning. And let me just throw it at him. Like, that's a good idea. Like, oh no, that was Saturday. My fault. I think it was Saturday. Yeah. He decides to throw the ball at him, causing Alex Verdugo to go absolutely berserk. And now I understand it fully. You don't expect fans to act like complete dickheads like that. At least have some respect. If you're a Yankee fan that thought that was so good, give it to Boston. Then we don't want you as a Yankee fan. That is not how you conduct yourselves, especially at the stadium. That's just garbage. So, to that fan, I hope you got what you wanted, because now you're banned from every single major league stadium for life. You're not going back to a Major League Baseball game. So I hope you got what you wanted out of that. I hope you got that sense of like, yeah, I got him. Because you're not going to get it again. I just wanted to address that real quick. But now I want to go further into Jameson Taillon's latest hot streak. This guy has been absolutely on fire these past few starts. The last 7 days, he has had, or no, not last 7 days. Let me look here. Let me just go to down. So in his last 3 starts, he only has 3 earned runs, has 16 strikeouts. 3 earned runs, 16 strikeouts. Jameson Taillon has found something, and it's working. He did that against 3 legitimately good teams also. He did the game that started the streak was against Seattle, a team that's ahead of us in the wild card standings. He did it against Houston, the game where we blew a 5-run lead in the 9th inning, the start of the end of Aroldis Chapman. No, not actually. That wasn't Aroldis Chapman. That was Chad Green. That was Chad Green's worst outing of the year. But he's the one who only allowed 2 earned runs, and then this past win against Boston did not allow a single earned run in 5 1/3. Jameson Taillon is finding something, and I am all here for it. This is what I was wanting out of Jameson Taillon when they signed him. I didn't expect this all the time. I expected this more than we've gotten it this year. And now that he's finally finding it, hopefully this helps us carry on with our season and hopefully make a push for that wild card spot. Because I actually want to check right now. Where are we in the wild card standings? That's an interesting one. So we are 4 games back of the second wild card spot. Seattle is still ahead of us at 3. We got Toronto at 3.5, and we're at 4. I feel like if we keep playing the way that they played these past 2 days, and if they can right the ship until Judge and Gio get back, we will at least be a wild card team. I don't see how we're not. This team starting to find it. Even towards the end of the first half, you started to see it also. When they went up against Seattle, they won that series. And then when they went up against Houston, they won the first 2 games there. And they were a half inning away from sweeping the Astros. And I know that was a killer, but we still won that series. And we still were 1/2 of an inning away from sweeping the Astros, who are one of the best teams in baseball. This team has found something. They are starting to realize that the playoffs are a lot less than guaranteed for this team. And they are starting to play like they are supposed to at this point. So, that is it for me. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. I know this might be a little bit of a shorter podcast, but if you did like it, leave a like down below. If you're new here, hit that sub button. I'm on my way to 200 subs. I need you to hit that sub button to help me get there and to eventually get to 1,000 subs, 5,000 subscribers, and beyond. Maybe even hit 100,000. Who knows? But anyways, guys, that is it for me. I'm out of here. Peace.